A lot of money is being thrown around during the 2016 elections, but Senator Bernie Sanders supporters were literally throwing money in Los Angeles. Supporters tossing $1,001 bills at Secretary Hillary Clinton's motorcade as she arrived at Hollywood actor George Clooney's home for a $33,400 per person fundraiser. And even Clooney is admitting it's ridiculous to have this kind of money in politics.
I think that, we had some protesters last night when we pulled up in San Francisco. And they're right to protest. They're absolutely right. It is an obscene amount of money. The Sanders campaign, when they talk about it, is absolutely right. It's ridiculous that we should have this kind of money in politics. I agree completely. The overwhelming amount of money that we're raising, and it is a lot, but the overwhelming amount of the money that we're raising is not going to Hillary to run for president. It's going to the down ticket. It's going to the congressmen and senators to try to take back Congress.
Radio talk show host and star and editor-in-chief of Life's Zet, Laura Ingraham is here. Laura, George Clooney, who hosted this fundraiser, said it's an obscene amount of money.
Oh, brother, where art thou? Common sense. I was trying to think of some Clooney movie you can make a pun with here. He's raised millions and millions and millions of dollars over the years for Democrat causes, including, of course, the Clintons, and $15 million, I believe, just over the weekend, that fundraiser. I believe there was another one. And so he goes on television, he's like, oh, this is terrible, this is awful. Well, if it's really a distortion of democracy, then don't raise the money.
But isn't sort of self-defense? I mean, he's thinking that the other guy's doing it. I mean, I'm not in favor of that. I'm just saying I mean, everybody says the money's terrible, but everybody does it.
I was thinking about it. The money they spend on what? Putting on these insipid award shows? I mean, how many award shows do we have for Hollywood?
Actually, there's something like one every night.
Yeah, I think there's like every channel has its own award show. Think of the money they spend on that. Think of the money they spent just on the swag bags that they give the presenters for the awards. So I guess he's trying to play to both sides here, the Sanders concern. I think Bernie Sanders is playing this pretty smart, though, because they're sending out appeals for, just $2.70.
Bernie Sanders says this new fundraising letter that just went out to everyone says this: there's something I need to share with you, and it's probably going to anger you. It should probably anger everyone. Here it is. Our opponent, meaning Secretary Clinton, is bending campaign finance rules to their breaking point. Also, Wall Street fat cats and people like Walmart's Alice Walton can get away with giving hundreds of thousands of dollars in a single contribution to benefit the Clinton campaign.
Think about Sanders has raised $45 million through very small contributions. That's pretty impressive, and that goes with his whole deal. I mean, power to the people. This is the people's campaign. Hillary's campaign is the fat cats in Hollywood, like Clooney, despite his protestations to the contrary, and Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, all those guys. So this is a great meme for Sanders to go to town on, and I think he's doing exactly the right thing. At the same time, I mean, they do have to raise money, and they're going to have to compete against whoever the Republican nominee is. And there's a report, though, that Hillary's not sending quite as much money down ticket as I think Mr. Clooney might believe.
That means to the DNC so that they pay for the different senators and members.
You know, if I were Hillary, all these feminists, Greta, were complaining that, well, you're throwing dollar bills at Hillary's motorcade. That's like you're treating her like a stripper. Hillary should have said, Hillary should have said, look, I mean, at least send me at least throw 20s or like 50s or 100s at me. I mean, these guys are so rich they could throw hundreds of dollars bills at people, but they just threw poor. Thank God they didn't throw those old coins, the dollar coins. That could have hurt.
Indeed. Anyway, Laura, thank you.
Good to see you.
And by now, unless you